public-private partnership framework. And so there's hundreds of infrastructure projects. The plans are there on paper. Of course, international groups can explore as well.
The digitalization of the government has been a big plus. The government's doing all that they can to make it a better place to do business. And one of the things that we must touch upon is infrastructure. Right. The dramatic improvement in infrastructure. You've been here for, like you said, 31 years. We both have businesses here.
Yeah.
What are the attractions of doing business in Cambodia?
I think, and especially let's just talk about, now 2026, you have a very business and investment friendly administration and government, and that's a fact. Just look at the policies and the books and the various incentives that are offered for different types of investment here. Very pro-investment government for sure. In addition to that, you have 100% foreign ownership of local businesses is an option here. You don't have to. You can choose a local partner if you want. But if you as a non-Cambodian come in and want to start a business yourself, it can be 100% foreign owned. We are basically a dual currency economy using the US dollar as well, which is very attractive for some people.
Probably still very much, although the government doesn't like to hear this, it's a dollarized economy.
Yeah.
We're still at 85% more or less dollarized. So that I see that as a big plus.
It's a big plus.
Because of not having to deal with currency fluctuations, and you're dealing in the major currency for trade and commodities and so forth. So it's a huge plus. Although again, we're trying to be more sovereign oriented and more national pride in the Khmer Real, which will come over time.
Yep.
But today it's a plus. And we should use it as a plus.
That's absolutely right. You have a young workforce, eager, digitally connected, like we talked about, speaking English and other foreign languages. 65% of the population is under 30, I think, is the current, it varies from year to year, but somewhere around there. You also have political stability here. And that's really important. Because what that means is you're not going to have any sudden knee-jerk changes because one party's just left office and then the next party comes in and they change everything around. We don't have that here. You can really pretty well predict where things are going politically, and that brings very good stability as well. There's always minor adjustments and things like that. But you have stable politics here.
Some of the other things I think maybe to touch upon is also the tax rate is just about, it's 20% for corporate tax,
yep.
Which is a little bit below average. It's 23% or so ASEAN, I believe. The dramatic change in the efficiency of the government, which has now become much more digitalized.
Yes, yeah, and will increasingly be more digitalized as well, yeah.
So the ease of doing business, filing taxes is electronic, doing your accounting statements is just as much as it is in Singapore. Yeah, it's you wouldn't have thought that Cambodia was that advanced. It's not. In other countries I do business in, it's not that advanced. So the digitalization of the government has been a big plus. And as you said, the government's doing all that they can to make it a better place to do business. And one of the things that we must touch upon is infrastructure.
Yeah, that's right.
The dramatic improvement in infrastructure. The port.
Yep.
The ports.
Yes.
The highways. The waterways.
Yep.
The canal that's coming on board, I hope, shortly. The airports. 2 new airports.
Incredible. Yeah.
And a beautiful new airport in Phnom Penh and also in Siem Reap. So maybe you could touch a little bit more about the infrastructure development.
One statement that I'll make, not just about infrastructure, but about just the expectancy and the optimism for continued growth, development, and progress in Cambodia. Sometimes you can predict the future by looking at some of the past as well. And when I came here 31 years ago, which is a long time, but at the same time for the development of a nation, it's not that long. When I came here, there were maybe 4 paved roads in the whole capital city. The first house that I lived in, we bought a refrigerator, as you do, keep your milk and eggs and all that. And I had to buy ice to stick in the refrigerator every day to keep it cold,
1920s.
Because the power was out so much, and going up to Siem Reap, it was like 8-9 hours on road, and terrible roads, and then just the infrastructure was virtually non-existent that long ago, just 30 plus years ago. Now we have connectivity all across the country. We have our beautiful new airport here. The Dechau Funan Canal will be a game changer, connecting all of Cambodia's waterways from the Mekong to the Sap to all of that directly to the sea, that will be a game changer once that's finalized. So, and we were talking earlier before we came on air about all the high rises and everything, of course, here, not just in Phnom Penh but around the country. So the infrastructure is improving, by the week, by the month. And if you look back not that long ago, it was basically about zero. And to know that we've developed this quickly, it will help you predict what Cambodia will look like in the next 5 years, in the next 10 years. We're growing very quickly.
Now, the question would be, if you're watching this, you guys have been chatting a lot about how great Cambodia is. So tell me, if I came to Cambodia, what opportunities do you think I should look at?
Well, it obviously depends on what your various appetites would be, various industries would be. There's still plenty of room in the logistics sector. There's been a lot of push lately, but there's plenty of room for numerous different international players to jump into that sector. Agriculture and agro-processing is a wide open industry still. We have so much undeveloped agricultural land. We just had a guest from the States, and they're the largest grower and processor of Peking duck in the United States.
Really?
Yes. And so this is something that we actually didn't talk about, but they were looking at Cambodia as a hub for export to the region. And so we didn't mention about all of the various free trade agreements that Cambodia has, both with ASEAN, with Europe, with China, that all of those positive attributes that we mentioned about Cambodia, they don't have to just be for the local market. They can be utilizing the tax incentives, the infrastructure, the workforce here for export market. And that could be many industries.
We have a Ford assembly plant. We have a BYD
That's right.
Car plant as well. And also electronics.
That's
beginning
right.
to do electronics. So we're getting a little bit on those rungs of the ladder. We're not doing semiconductors or anything that sophisticated
yet. Yeah.
But that's the plan, I hope.
That's right. With regards to infrastructure projects too, Cambodia has what they call a PPP framework, public-private partnership framework. And so there's hundreds of infrastructure projects that the plans are there on paper, but the government invites the private sector to partner with the government on these. That's something that, of course, international groups can explore as well. Those could be from ports to parks to roadways to railways.
I still see hospitality once we really get over these issues with scam centers and with now with the ceasefire, with the border conflicts, hospitality was a huge pillar here before.
That's right.
And I think that will return. So there's a great opportunity in hospitality. Real estate was one of the most, best performing sectors until
fast return. It was a much faster return back then.
Until because real estate is cyclical, and we had to learn that.
That's right.
because everything in real estate in Cambodia was going one way for a long time. And we finally had a real estate cycle, and it's bottoming. We expect the next year or two now to start seeing some uptick. We have a lot of land. We have a lot of land and a small population.
If you're a young or maybe even kind of younger middle-aged person, and you have time to wait and sit on an investment, real estate is still in Cambodia is still a very good investment.
Well, I think we bottomed out. I mean, it's when you're down 30-40% from your highs, it's
now it's a buyer's market.
It's a buyer's market,
so
and it's expected to
pick something
by next year to start picking
sit
up.
on it for a little while, and you'll do good.
So that's another opportunity. Manufacturing, of course, is always an opportunity here. So as we go from low skill to mid skill, we'll start seeing companies that will need mid skill. We have very skillful people, very well-educated people, and English-speaking people, as you said here. Absolutely. So it's a great opportunity.
Absolutely.
So there's a lot of opportunity here. But in closing, I want you to show off a little bit.
Show off.
Because you are probably one of the best Khmer speakers. I'm going to ask you to do one thing.
Yes.
And because we're both saying you speak fluent Khmer.
Yeah.
But we have to make people believe us.
Okay.
So I want you to address our audience in Khmer and tell the Khmer people why you love living in Cambodia.
Okay.
Besides your wife.
Yes,
I mean,
of course.
That's a given, but go ahead.
អរគុណលោកអាន់តូនីហើយតាមពិតខ្ញុំយកឱកាសដើម្បីនិយាយទៅកាន់បងប្អូនរួមជនរួមជាតិបងប្អូនខ្មែរយើងតាមម្ដងតាមពិតមួយហេតុដែលខ្ញុំស្រឡាញ់ប្រជាជាតិយើងខ្ញុំក៏ជឿជាក់ទៅលើសក្តានុពលនៃប្រជាជាតិរបស់យើងតាមម្ដងខ្ញុំក៏បានរស់នៅក្នុងសង្គមនេះ30ប្លាយឆ្នាំហើយជាមួយប្រជាជាតិយើងហើយខ្ញុំក៏មកឃើញរត់តែងសក្តានុពលហើយបាននេះអំពីយើងប្រាប់ពាក្យមួយដល់សម័យចោះតែប្រជាជាតិយើងក៏ពិតជាគួរឲ្យស្រឡាញ់គួរឲ្យគោរពហើយសម្រាប់ខ្ញុំជាកិត្តិយសមួយដែលពិសេសពិសាក្នុងជីវិតខ្ញុំដើម្បីរស់ក្នុងដំណើរជីវិតនេះជាមួយលោកអ្នកបងប្អូនដែលជាជនរួមជាតិដែលជាប្រទេសដែលខ្ញុំអត់បានកោតទេប៉ុន្តែឥឡូវខ្ញុំក៏នៅទីនេះហើយកម្រងចោលឆ្អឹងនៅទីនេះផងដែរបាទ
Jesse, I want to thank you for joining us in B2B Asia News. It's a little bit of a great chat about the wonders of living in Cambodia, how we've adjusted and made a life here, and continue to make a life here, and why we want to let other people know in the world just what a great place this is to live. If you're retiring, which I'm close to, this would be one of the places I would definitely consider. And if you're an investor, which I am as well, and a businessman, this has been a really good place to do business. But I want to thank you for coming to our studio. And you have a podcast. Do you want to mention your podcast?
Yeah, so we started a podcast called Good Morning Cambodia. And
we find you on YouTube?
Yeah, right there on YouTube and the various different platforms. And just telling some cool stories about Cambodia. So yeah, check us out.
So if you want to hear more of Jesse, please join his podcast. And thanks again for coming to B2B.
Thank you.
It's been a pleasure to have you.
It's an honor. Yeah. Thank you, Anthony.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks so much.
This has been Anthony Galliano with Jesse McCaul for B2B Asia News.